Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Super excited to be on our call today. For our focus today, for our 90-second private silent meditation, we're going to be focusing on gratitude for the power of one word. And I hadn't really... the reason why I chose that was because our last round of gratitude that we did before we started the recording, I just asked everybody to write one word down. And when I called their name, just to shout out that one word. And I just want to read this list of words that came out of that. And it just feels like there's just so much power, and it was just one word. This is the list of words: green, leaders, parents, wisdom, joy, love, dreams, success, family, growth, forgiveness. And, you know, I've heard the saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'm going to say one word creates 1,000 pictures. You know, when you read that one word, it's like 1,000 experiences come to mind, and the synapses in my body and everything is just like that one word. You know, when you think of, I'll just pick one out: forgiveness. That last one that I spoke out, forgiveness. I mean, just a million things flashed in my mind with that one word. So let's just jump into our private meditation. I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds, and we're going to focus on that gratitude for the power of one word. Begin. Just write whatever comes to you. A couple things came to me. The first thought that came to me was when I was a senior in high school. I remember walking into my humanities class, and the teacher, she was a little bit eccentric, I guess, or, you know, outside the norm. Her teaching methods were a little bit different than most teachers. And I remember walking into the classroom, and she had written across the whole board in huge letters, like probably 3-foot letters all across the whole board, like every swear word that you could think of. And they were all written, the whole board was completely filled with them. And I just remember walking into the classroom, and because that wasn't my typical language, I was actually a little bit uncomfortable with those words in front of me. And And I remember as everybody walked in, everybody kind of had different reactions. Some people were giggling. Some people were, there was a lot of just, chatter and stuff that was going on, but it really caused a stir. And as I was in this private meditation today, and, what she was basically doing was talking about the power of these symbols that we call letters that we put together into words, that they have power because we have assigned meaning to those symbols and those words. And as I was sitting here in this meditation today, I realized that if she had written those words in Chinese, like with the symbols that Chinese people have assigned to, different strokes on a piece of paper, it wouldn't have had any effect whatsoever. I would have walked in and sat down at my desk and wonder what that means, wouldn't have had any effect whatsoever. So the assigned meaning, that we have put onto letters and words, when we put the letters together into words, is really significant. And that also, kind of led me to thinking of the spoken word and how powerful the spoken word is. And I wondered with affirmations, because we write our affirmations out, our new beliefs out, that if we never speak those words, does the universe know how to interpret those written words, and how much more power it's possible? Now, I don't know for sure, but I have heard that if you speak them out loud, that they gain more power. And I'm thinking, maybe that's true because of the meaning that's assigned to them when I speak them, and with my voice inflections and the power that I speak them with. Who else has something they would like to share?
I'll share.
Okay.
So when you said one word, my brain thought of One Voice. And it's a song that was like an EFY song written back in the early 2000s. And
your voice is getting a little muffled, Melissa.
Sorry, is that better?
There we go. Yep.
So I just had a flood of memories of when my older brother left on his mission, and we made him a video of his life, all the pictures from childhood till, teenage years. And the last song was that song, One Voice. And it had such an impact on us because he was, the first one to go on a mission, and we took it really hard. We felt like he was dying, and we would watch that video and hear that song, and we would just cry and cry. And so I just thought of that song, and I thought about the words in the song and how we are just one voice out of all the thousands of voices in the world, and just that our voice matters. What we have to say matters. The words we speak matter. And so it's really very strong for me.
Beautiful. Thank you. If you have a chance today, if you could post that song, One Voice, because I think I have heard it, but I can't really recall it. And also just, so people who are listening here in my religious community, and Melissa's as well, young men and women will go on to a religious mission, a spiritual a mission where they're serving God and spreading the good word of the gospel to people, and they'll commit 2 years of their lives. So they're gone for 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years. And so that's why she's saying that it was feeling like he was leaving, and and how poignant that was. Thanks, Melissa, for sharing that. Who else?
I have something I'd like to share.
So Mandy and then Kathy.
Okay, I was thinking about words and the power of that it makes. Like, one word can make such a difference for a day, a year, and a month. Like, it just changes. It can change everything, because the word that we focus in on continues to grow in our lives. So if we focus in on success, success will grow. If we focus in on failure, failure will grow. And so it just helped me see how powerful our minds are and how powerful those words are and the difference in the outcome that we receive as we focus in on and choose our words wisely.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Absolutely true. The words that we focus on, we create more of. So yeah, definitely focusing on the positive things that we want to create in our lives. Kathy.
So many things came up to me about language and the power of words, and how when you're looking for a certain word and you just can't settle until you remember that certain word. But what was really powerful was the thinking that, the belief that how we are separated from the animals because of our thinking and our language. And then even more powerfully, the word was with God and God was the word. And just how powerful language and words, and that was really awesome.
Beautiful. I know that's one of the titles of Christ is the Word, one of the names that he's known by. And, I know that is, I think it's in Genesis when they're talking about like God spoke creation, and there's something mentioned in there about he was with the Word and the Word was with him. Thank you. Interesting concept about us being separated from the animals by our language as well. Love that. Thank you. Who else? Michael.
I thought of common words like yes, no, stop, move, jump, ready, set, go, exit, entrance, come, follow, and it stops people or it moves people by the words that we use. It puts people in motion and things. But, when we're saying a child's name, I think it's the inflection or the tone that we put upon it. Because if they've done something wrong and we mention their name, we have a different type of tone or meaning we're putting behind their name. But if they're lost, we can't find them, we have a voice of concern, and it's a different tone that we give to them. So meanings, as they were spoken before, the words that we focus on, and also the inflection or the intone, the meaning within us, what we give them makes a difference.
Well,
the power of the word is us.
Wow, the power of the word is us. I love that. I'm going to write that down. Awesome. Yeah, and you're so right. There are one word signs like exit that that are comforting in some way, in a certain way, to know, so that if there was a fire or something, we would know just to look up and there's one word that tells us where to go. That's super powerful. Thank you. Any other thoughts before we shift over to our permission process?
I was also thinking
about, go Kathy, Kathy, and then Rachel.
Just really quick about what you were saying when you walked into that room and all of those words, and the different feeling that might have been if all of those words were love and power and empowering words. And even the thinking that I don't know if you've seen the experiment that they do with rice, and they put yucky words around one, and so the power of words and the energy of the words and the feelings that it invokes, that was really strong to me.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll just mention that experiment that you're talking about is Emoto, E-M-O, and am I saying it right? Emoto is, he was a scientist that did experiments on water and spoke words to water, and the crystals of the water would actually change based on the words that were being spoken to it. So, if you talk to your plants, you're going to get a response. And if you talk to the water, if you put a blessing on your food before you eat it, you're actually changing the molecular structure of it when you speak to it. Thank you. Rachel.
My first thoughts were, I thought of the creation of the earth when God was done creating everything and he said it is good.
Mm.
And I've been thinking a lot about how can everything be good when there's so much evil that exists in this world. And my thoughts were led to Jesus Christ, that because of him descending below all things, that the Father could say with perfect faith and love that it is good, because he knows the power of what was going to happen with what happened with his son. And so because of Christ, everything is good. And I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process? I think this is a really great place for us to go ahead and move into that section, into that phase of our call. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Thank you for everything that has been shared. This has just created a really wonderful space of being open to receive new words, new language, and also to let go or step out of language that hasn't served us in the past. So go ahead and take one more deep breath. And as you are connecting with your highest source of inspiration, I invite you to be open to listen to the words, and maybe even just the one word that is coming to you today, that is the one word that God has for you. It would be the word that you need to hear for yourself. And whatever you're receiving, just be open also for any limiting beliefs that might be coming up about receiving that word, that good word from God, from Jesus Christ, about you or for you. What is the limiting belief that would not allow you to fully receive it? And this limiting belief also comes with it a cost, that if you're not able to receive that word, what is the cost? If you're not able to receive that good word from God, what is the outcome? What are you missing out on? What opportunities are you missing out on? What will be the natural effect of holding on to the limiting belief instead of receiving that good word? And if you don't like that cost, if you don't like that outcome, then you get to make the choice to give yourself permission to choose a new belief, to choose some different words than that old limiting belief. And if you're ready to give yourself permission to choose a new belief, say yes.
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 Awesome. And so what are those new beliefs? Go ahead and choose your words, write those words down. Words that will allow you to receive that good word from God, and also to let go of that limiting belief and to step into something different, create a new outcome. What are the new beliefs that will serve you moving forward? 2 or 3 new beliefs. And I invite you to use that good word that God has given you today. Use that word in some way in your new beliefs. Even if it's just, I receive, and whatever the word is. Take one more deep breath, breathe those new beliefs in, allow them to become part of you. take them into your heart, into your soul. Feel the resonance of them. Feel as your whole body begins to upgrade. Feel the vibrational energy happening within your body that is starting to align with these new beliefs, that the vibrational frequency is becoming resonant with these new beliefs that you're bringing in. Allow them to become part of you and you to become part of them. And with these new words that you are inviting in and allowing to become part of you, I invite you to project yourself forward and see the vision that these new beliefs are creating, that these words are creating for you. Just as God created the earth by speaking it into existence, your new beliefs are speaking into existence your future. And just be in that future for just a moment, envision and feel and actually physically be there. Notice all of the different senses, your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your sense of seeing, of hearing. All of these different senses are affected. You can feel the emotion, that sixth sense of what it feels like to have this already accomplished in your life. And being in this vision, experiencing it physically, what is the one most important thing that was required for you to, the inspired shortcut that allowed you to get to this place so fast? What was the one most important thing that you did on Thursday, May 7th, that put you on the path to be physically in this vision so that it has become a physical reality? What's your inspired shortcut today? Gives evidence and physical, tangible, adds substance to your faith that this is inevitable in your future. In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. I want to invite anyone who is listening to this, whether it be on the podcast or if you're here live, that if you would like to have a conversation with me about anything that has come up for you on this call, I invite you to go to askwylene.com and schedule a 15-minute call with me. That is a free mentoring session with me. And it's just something that I offer because I love being part of your journey. And I know the gifts that I have, and I want to be able to offer those and add that to help you have an easier time on your journey. So just askwylene.com will take you directly to my calendar. You can schedule a 15-minute call at a time that's convenient for you. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
Of course I will.
Thanks, Gabby.
My new belief was, and the word that popped up when you were doing that, what do we call it? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
For that
I think
right word.
Guided meditation, maybe.
Yes, thank you. The word was edification, and my new belief, I choose to edify others with my words.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Awesome. Who else?
I'll speak.
Thanks, Phil.
So my one word was persevere.
Mm.
And so then the cost of that, if it's in a negative way, is non-acceptance, resistance, and suffering.
Mm.
But in a positive way, it's acceptance, oneness, connection, and power.
Wow.
And I wrote, I accept things for what they are. All negative judgment is resistance. I have power to act. My words give me power or take it away. I use good words to empower my attitude about accepting things as they are.
Wow, beautiful. I love, I think it was the second thing that you said, where you're just acknowledging where that negative power comes from. Can you repeat that again?
The second thing,
I
the
think it
cost
was,
or the
um,
power part of it.
it was the one, what was the second new belief that you shared?
I accept things for what they are. All negative judgment is resistance.
That one. All negative judgment is resistance. I want to just point out how powerful that is. You know, we talk a lot about when you're creating your affirmations, your new beliefs, that you want to always have positive words and not put anything in there that you know, that you don't want to create more of. But what Phil has done is he's just, it's sort of like a leveling up of his knowledge, and it's speaking the new understanding that he's having. Is it's almost like consciously now understanding where this, you know, was coming from. But you notice that he didn't say it have anything about himself in there, like, you know, I am, or anything like that. So it's just basically a statement of fact, which I think is very powerful. It's consciously like uncovering the lie that maybe had been hidden before. And I thought that was very powerful. Thank you.
It made me think too of the opposite. If all negative words create resistance, all positive words reduce resistance.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Awesome. Any last thoughts before we end our call today?
Along Kathy's note. Oh,
Okay, so we've got Melinda and then Scott. I think maybe Michael. Melinda and Scott.
On that note, with what Kathy said, all positive words reduce resistance. It led me to, or it made me want to share my experience. So whenever there's a confusion or something in an argument, maybe that my husband and I are having, that it sends us on this hamster wheel kind of thing, where we're repeating the same old habits. What I put in my 90 seconds was, if I focus on that one word, that I love him, that I love Christ, and just how powerful that love can be to just drown out all confusion that we can. And so my new belief was overcoming. I received the power of that to then be able to receive peace, joy, happiness, love, and unity with my husband and with what we're actually trying to accomplish, instead of being stuck in that confusion.
Wow, beautiful. I love that idea that love, just focusing on love, the love of Christ, unconditional love, charity, just focusing on that can diffuse confusion and that negative energy that's created inside of confusion. Thank you. I appreciate that. Scott.
A belief in God's plan for me, even in my weakness and lack, to believe in God's plan for me.
Wow. Yeah, it's there, isn't it? God's plan for us is there, even if we are weak in believing in it, you know, believing that it's there, it is there. That's profound to know that even if we are weak in our words or our beliefs or our faith, that is still solid. It doesn't weaken
the opposite of my limiting belief.
What was
My
your
limiting belief would say the opposite.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. We are at the end of our time, so I'm going to go ahead and close our call today. I encourage you to go to our Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, and share your thoughts there. Continue sharing there. We would love to interact with you there. And yeah, just thank you all for everything that can contribute to this call and for your willingness to share your experiences. So I know every single one of us has been where you're at, or we are going to be where you're at. And this is like helping us to prepare for maybe what's to come for us. So really sincerely appreciate everybody being willing to share their experience and what they're learning. That word edification that Kathy mentioned is very powerful on this call. We feel like we edify each other. Thank you, and we'll look forward to being back together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thanks, Marlene.
Love you guys.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.